The Toyota Camry has dominated the market for cheap and reliable transportation ever since its introduction in 1983. Now in its 8th generation, this 2020 Camry XLE comes in at just over $29,000, and we're going to be reviewing it here today on Gas Guzzlers. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to our channel, and a big thanks to Koons Toyota of Westminster. I'm very excited to look at this vehicle. Let's get into it. Now let's talk about your trims for a bit. Starting at around $24,000, the base L trim is going to get you a 7-inch touchscreen, Toyota Safety Sense, and remote keyless entry. Step it up to an LE for about $25,000, you're going to get 17-inch alloy wheels, a power driver seat, and it's available in a hybrid option for about $28,000, which will get you about 51 and 53 mpg. Coming in at about $26,000, the SE gets you a leather trim steering wheel with paddle shifters. You get 18-inch wheels, some special side rocker panels. You also get single zone automatic climate control. Step it up to about $30,000 for the hybrid version. You can get about 44 mpg city and about 47 highway at an extra $700, and you can get the SE Nightshade Edition, which comes with some special blacked out trim. Then starting at $29,000, there's the XLE, like the one we are reviewing today. That gets features like standard rear cross traffic alert and blind spot monitoring, and an available panoramic sunroof like the one we have here. Then there's the XSE, which is about $30,000 and has a lot of the same features and equipment, but just comes with some sportier trim. And if you want to get extreme, there is the TRD Pro model, which is going to get you 18-inch wheels. It's going to get you larger front brakes. It's going to get you special TRD suspension, red stitching, a special aero kit, and it's going to get you a nice little rear wing. So definitely getting a lot for about $31,000. Now, you might have heard us mention the term Toyota Safety Sense a lot. What is Toyota Safety Sense? It is the standard suite of safety features on all Toyota products, and it comes with features like lane departure alert, auto high beams, radar cruise control, and pre-collision detection with pedestrian detection. So it really is a nice suite of safety features to help keep you safe no matter which Toyota you're driving. I think that's very cool. Now let's start here at the front of the vehicle and talk about some of its looks. I really like that you have these LED headlights. Those are standard equipment on the Camry now. I think that's a really nice move by Toyota. And then just your traditional looks up here. These looks are probably familiar if you've seen any of the newer Camrys. You have this nice winged shape in the front. I really like that. You have a radar sensor right here, nicely integrated into the Toyota badge. I think they did a really nice job of that. And I like how you have this gray portion of your grille that kind of bleeds through the bottom right here. I really like that look. Your hood has some nice body lines running through it. Not a whole lot to say about it, but I think it's just a generally appealing design. And here we are at the side of the vehicle. First of all, I want to point out this galactic aqua mica color. It might look kind of bland if you look at it just from the side, but if the sun hits this color right like it is in the back corner right now, it looks fantastic. We will show you that when we move back there. But then looking down to nicely complement this color, you have these nice light 18-inch alloy wheels. I really like the look of that. I think these look really nice, especially with this color. They have some nice just detail to them. These are very detailed rims, lots of spokes. I think it looks really good, especially for a vehicle under $30,000. I noticed that on your mirror caps, you do have these little like bumps almost. I feel like that has to be for some sort of aerodynamic purpose. You also have another one right here on the front of your door. There's not too much to say about this vehicle. This one does have the nice little white stripe going down, and you do have some nice bleed from your taillights from the back of the vehicle coming onto the side of the vehicle. It actually does kind of have some nice hips right here too, which is something interesting to point out. One thing that's always bothered me with these 8th generation Camrys is this weird window kink. I just don't really like how they finished off the back of the window right there. I think this could have been done in a smoother fashion, but that's really a pretty small complaint. Overall, I think it's a handsome vehicle. And here we are at the back of the vehicle. I think it's not too extravagant, not too bland. They found a really nice medium with the design back here. Starting at the bottom, you have one real exhaust pipe, which is pretty nice. Again, we have that beautiful galactic mica color. And then I like how they printed Camry down here right below the trunk. Now, you do have these full LED taillights right here. And if we open up our trunk, in there, we're gonna find 15 cubic feet of cargo space along with a 60/40 folding rear seat. So overall, you have a nice practical space. It's a nice wide opening, so you can fit a lot of stuff in there. Really like how practical this vehicle is. And now let's talk powertrains. There are 3 different powertrains available on the XLE. This is the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, which makes about 184 pound-feet of torque, 203 horsepower, and you can expect about 28 miles to the gallon in the city and about 39 in the highway. If you want to bump up that MPG, you can move to the hybrid, which gets roughly the same amount of power, but you get 44 MPG in the city and 47 on the highway. If you want something a bit more powerful, there is a V6 option for the XLE, and in that you're going to get a bit over 300 horsepower along with 22 miles to the gallon in the city and about 32 on the highway. So plenty of powertrain options. And here we are on the interior of the Camry, and it is pretty nice from a materials and general look standpoint. I really like how you have this large center area. I think it looks like a piece of art. I really like how it's nice and flowy, and they clearly put some design into it. I know a lot of people complain about how car manufacturers sometimes stick an infotainment device right on top like a tablet. They certainly did not do that there. They clearly put a lot of thought into the design, and I really like that. And that design makes for a nice cubby right here where you have a wireless charger, you have your cup holders. Really, it's just a really nicely designed interior. You have this nice wood material. We'll get into the specifics later, but from a general aesthetic standpoint, they did very well here. The seats in the vehicle are really nice. I like the design of them. Sitting in them, they do feel nice. This is a power adjusted seat. I just really like the design right here, and you have this nice brown stripe here in this XLE. They're nice and comfortable, look nice, really nice job overall. And let's take a look at your driver's area right here. So first of all, your steering wheel is nice and leather wrapped. It feels really nice. Your controls are easy to see. I just wish they maybe hollowed out this area right here. That would make it look a little more premium instead of the scratchy black plastic. But other than that, not too many complaints. I like the stalks. The stalks look really nice right here. They're not just traditional sticks. I like how they have this little design right here, and they feel really good to move. Now let's take a look at your center display right here. You have that digital display in the middle flanked by those 2 analog gauges. I think that is a pretty good look. It's personally one of my favorites. I know a lot of competitors are moving to a fully digital display, but I really do like the look of true analog gauges like that. And I think that Toyota did a nice job sort of melting the screen into them. It's not just a square screen right in the middle. You can see they kind of cut out like that, and I think that's a really nice look. Now, in terms of what you can do with this screen, you basically can manage your safety settings right here. There's not a whole lot to do. You can also manage your audio right there, but it does seem like a very crisp display, a very clear one, and it gives you an appropriate amount of information. Not super customizable, but that's not what you're looking for in a vehicle like this. It just is simple and easy to navigate, which is very nice. In terms of what it looks like when you're driving, I will now hold the camera to my eyes. You can see you have really good visibility here. I do think that this is a very long A-pillar right here, which could make it a little difficult, but you have plenty of glass on either side to look out. So it really is not that bad. I think this would make a perfectly fine driving experience from a visibility standpoint. And now let's talk about your center area. So let's start with your infotainment, which is a very major part of any vehicle now. This is Toyota's latest system, and you have a lot of updates. First of all, if you just want to point the camera here, Colin, we have a much cleaner looking system than previous generations, and the big catch is now you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Android fans rejoice. You can now use your phones seamlessly with this system. If we go to your home, you can see that if you have any songs playing or it shows your fuel economy, it's just a really nice clean interface to use, can take you right where you want to go. And I really like that you have these physical buttons along the side. So you can see I hit menu and it's very quick and snappy. I really like that. You do have your projection there. There's your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, audio, phone, apps, and then the info. Here's sort of a neat area. If you go to Eco, you can get some really detailed statistics on how you are driving. So that is really an interesting feature to have, especially in a vehicle where fuel economy is very important. So I do like these nice metal buttons right here that feel very premium, and as you saw, this is a very snappy system. Also, something neat our cameraman pointed out to me is if you wanted to reorder these 6 buttons here, you just hit reorder and you can drag just like that. So that's kind of a fun little feature, just like you can on your smartphone. Moving down from there, you can see this is all surrounded in piano black plastic. It doesn't seem to be picking up my fingerprints too bad. And then so I'm not going to complain about that because they actually did a good job of that. I like this metal strip right here. I like how it goes around the knob for the volume and then it kind of tails off like that. I think that's a really cool look. I really do like that. I mentioned this swooping piece right here, and I think that just really makes this car look artistic and premium. I really do like that. Also, something that adds to that premium touch is this sort of fake wood right here. Doesn't make a very nice noise when you scratch it. It's clearly fake wood, but I think it's a nice looking material. And then you also have some nice sort of fake stitched leather right there. So I think that they really did a good job of making this vehicle, which does come in at under $30,000, have a nice premium feel to it. Now let's move down from there. You have a wireless charger in this vehicle, so that's, of course, a very nice touch to have. Toyota was one of the first car makers to start putting wireless chargers in their vehicles. You also have this 12-volt outlet right here, so cigarette, and then you have your USBs right here. So you can see you have a USB-A port right there. Your shifter has a really nice touch to it. I really like how it has this nice metal sort of lining around it. You have some nice leather, and it feels good when you move it back and forth. They have a good clickiness to it, which I really like. And you have your drive modes. You also do have a manual shiftability if you pop your shifter over. It is up for up, down for down. I prefer down for up or down, but that's just a personal preference. You have eco, normal, and sport modes. You have a brake hold and your parking brake. I like how they outlined this whole area in this metal trim right here. I think that makes it look much nicer. Your cup holders right here have the cup grippers, which I really like. Those are an important feature to have in a vehicle. I really do like that. And then just in general, the plastic they have here is a nice, it's not a glossy, it's almost in between a glossy and a matte plastic. I'm not sure how to describe it, but I really like the look of this material. We do have heated seats in this vehicle right here. The buttons for it feel very nice. All the buttons and switchgear in this vehicle feel very solid. And then just moving back to your armrest, this is very padded. I really like that. And you have this nice stitched design right here. Open it up, you can see it is fairly long. It's not too deep, but it's nice and long. And then you do have 2 USB ports in there. So that's a really nice practical space. Again, Toyota is known for practicality. You have that reliability. You have the nice feeling switchgear. Nothing in here is extravagant. Nothing in here is going to blow your mind. Nothing's cutting edge, but it all will work, and it is all very high quality. And here we are in the back of the vehicle, and first of all, I just want to talk about your space. You have plenty of legroom here. I have plenty of headroom. I'm 6 feet tall. The roof kind of kinks up a little bit here in the back, so I think that really helps. You do have one very expensive option on this car, this $1,060 panoramic sunroof that you can get as an option on this XLE. I think it looks very good. As a passenger, it makes the vehicle feel much bigger, much lighter. I really do like that. The seats back here are nice and comfortable. You have this nice perforated design on them and the brown stripe. I really like that. They are not heated or cooled in this model. You do get air vents back here on the XLE, which is a very nice touch. They do look a little dated, definitely look like they were pulled from like a 90s Camry, but you know what, that's not that big of a complaint because having air vents back here for the passengers is a very nice touch. I also just want to talk about your doors have a nice design. I really like the long metal stripes on them. That's in the front as well, and the nice stitching. So overall, this is a nice place. And that's it for this review, folks. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. It really helps us a lot and helps us get more cars to review. And also, if you like this video, please consider liking it. We really liked this vehicle. For under $30,000, you're not getting a whole lot of tech. Some other companies might offer some more tech, some more flash, but what you're getting here is a really solid, reliable vehicle that you know is going to work. You know the buttons aren't going to fall off. You know the leather isn't going to become all wrinkled and crappy in like 10 years. What you're getting is a really solidly built, good looking, well-performing vehicle that's going to perform the daily task for 99% of the population. It really is a good, solid car. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing to Gas Guzzlers. Thank you so much for watching. A huge thanks to Nate here at Koons Toyota of Westminster for letting us review this vehicle. We'll see you all next week. Have a great week.